So I've been thinking about this for a while. It is the day to embark on a new journey prospecting for gold. Mountains up here are well known to have gold, so I'm going to be heading up Wilson and doing a little bit of exploring. I always like to stop at this campsite. It's the first real campsite once you get into the National Forest Service, especially in the wintertime. We spend a lot of time camping here, and just that first taste of fresh mountain air. I'm about halfway to the Reecer trails themselves, feet crossings that I'm going to use as a starting point to kind of walk up and down the creek. If there's any spots that seem like they have a promising area for gold mining. Always a good opportunity to see elk this time of the year. There's probably quite a few dudes in camo walking around up here that would love to run across that guy. There's a herd or two of elk up here that run into, probably got to be 100, 200 head of elk in there. End up just kind of running next to you. Stay tuned. Hopefully we'll see the sheep-ageddon, the sheep apocalypse, the sheep's end at some point. I'm never quite sure what to think about these outhouses out in the woods that people construct for hunting season. It's always kind of funny to run across one. So fire emergency area closure. 319 Crystal Ridge, 1374 First Creek. Funny enough, came all the way up here to go explore the First Creek. The exact roads I was planning on driving on are the ones that are currently closed due to the fire right now. So I'm gonna have to look on the map and try to find the next best likely spot. Reecer Creek Canyon behind me. Reecer Creek runs through it. But the north part of the canyon, there's a bunch of private properties up there. This whole section is still Forest Service, and the water is down there. There's no like hiking trails or anything down there. Kind of a cool area right next to those big old exposed rocks. Want to hike down there at some point, check it out. My number one requirement for a mining claim is something that we can drive into or at least very close to. The fire closure only extends up to 3507. I believe up towards Lions Rock is still open. Road stretches like these, I like to stiffen up the suspension. I don't get as much body roll in the corners and feel like I'm just driving a normal pickup. So I was just looking on the map, and technically that little area right there, headwaters are close to it of Reecer Creek itself. I might check it out. I'm gonna do some walking down here. Or is this legitimately the headwaters for Reecer Creek? It's definitely a running spring. See what this Reecer spring turns into. I can hear it and everything. See the little spring? So where there's a spring, there's a way. Just 100 feet down, it's already widened quite a bit. This is a beautiful section of creek right here. It's gonna be full of water. There's lots of rocks and lots of gravel here. Wow, Reecer Creek, huh? Flowing water. Just following this game trail. That's a big mushroom right there. I don't know what it is. This is another big old form of fungi growing everywhere. I have no idea what this is, but it looks gross. I think that this is what I'm looking for. Little drop wells right here, where the water comes and it just has this big low spot. Any heavy minerals, the heaviest stuff like gold and iron, will settle right here. Kind of get caught, trapped in this little basket. So I'm gonna pull some of the sand up, or some of the dirt on the bottom, and kind of see what it is. There's definitely lots of watering holes down here. It's a spring coming out of the ground right here. Pops right out of the ground. See that? There's an exposed rock side there. Those are some bright red berries that are really high off the ground. It's kind of an interesting spiky plant. It has these spiky fruits that are growing, little pods. Curious what those are. A really nice walk down the Reecer Creek to check the BLM maps to determine if there's any active claims right here. It'll be a pretty sweet place. Well, I made it back to the side-by-side in one piece. This one I'm gonna keep heading up the pavement. We'll see where I'm going from there. This is another one of my favorite campsites. This is a fun campsite. There's a little teepee for the dogs or the kids or the friends. I had a hammock hanging from here to here in the middle of a winter storm. I was a little bit sick that night. Well, that was a fun excursion. My first foray into prospecting for gold. Heading back down the upper Reecer Wilson connection point through the firewood cutting area. See if I can get home before the family's asleep. I came up this road probably 2 hours ago. This is a really good reason why you should always bring a saw or a chainsaw or something with you when you're up in the woods. Because if this was a way bigger tree and this was a way smaller road, I might be in trouble. I really don't want to leave this tree sitting here in the middle of the road if I can help it. for anyone coming down this road on a dirt bike or a truck or something real fast in the dark, having a tree sticking out into the road like this could really mess them up. So I'm gonna do my best to clear it out of the way, just to save someone else a headache. Got the tree moved out of the way. Look, that's Mount Rainier. Thanks to Chris helping me idea it last time, I know for certain that is Mount Rainier. Well, I made it back down to the bottom of Wilson, saw quite a bit of wildlife, the headwaters of Reecer Creek, a couple springs. Time to go home and eat some dinner. Thanks for watching.